Fair use, fair
Together.
use.
It looks like they're currently in the middle of a feud that's turning really ugly really quickly. We were alerted that Drake and Rick Ross was beefing once it was reported that Rick Ross had unfollowed Drake, despite the fact that Drake was still and is still following Rick Ross. In hindsight, a lot of us thought that Rick Ross unfollowed Drake because Metro Boomin asked everybody to pick a side between Future, Metro, and Drake's beef, and Rick Ross picked the side of Future and Metro. But if you keep watching this video, you will find out that we were horribly wrong, and that's not the reason why Rick Ross unfollowed Drake. Drake will fire back at Rick Ross unfollowing him and picking a side by going after Rick Ross' very recent ex-girlfriend, Christina Mackey. Drake will invite Christina Mackey to one of his tour dates, and she would oblige and come. And not only just come, but she would also post and brag about being invited on Instagram. If you know anything about Drake and his strategy when it comes to war, he's not a shooter, he's not a criminal, he's not a tough guy. He's not gonna murder you, even though some people would dispute that fact. But he's gonna stuff his love muscle in the woman you love. That's Drake's war strategy. That's how he punish you and get back for disrespect. He's gonna push his love muscle in the woman you love's vagina. All right, so in the case of Rick Ross and Christina Mackey, it was a public relationship. It's a very recent breakup. Drake thought he could hurt Rick Ross, man, by getting at her, and she's a goer, right? Because she went. You feel me, bro? This chick went to that concert, posted up their receipts, and was happy about going to. Now, it was pretty quiet after that. Rick Ross nor Drake never really, addressed each other. And then the silence got broken after today when Drake sent shots at Rick Ross on a recent diss track that he dropped, dissing all his oppositions.
Niggas really got me out here rapping what I'm living. I might take it latest, girl, and cuff her like I'm Ricky. Can't believe he jumping in, this nigga turning 50. Every song that made it on the chart, he got from Drizzy. Spend that little check, you gotta stay up out my business, nigga.
Drake took direct shots at Rick Ross. He played on the Officer Ricky accusations, accusing Rick Ross of being a correctional officer by saying cuff her like Officer Ricky, and also said like he can't believe that Rick Ross hopped into his and Metro Boomin's beef, especially because Rick Ross is 50 years old, and most 50 years old stay out of beef and stay out of drama. Now, it looks like Rick Ross responded back fairly quickly, and he had some accusations and disses to get off against Drake. So let's check it out.
Fish tanks and marble floors, living big and bad. Niggas laugh until they hit with my official jab. Crack smoke is the exhaust from my pen and pad. Ghost writers, they get the floss, what you could have had.
So of course, the first thing that Rick Ross get at Drake over is the ghostwriting rumors. I feel like at this point, the ghostwriting rumors are a thing that nobody cares about anymore. And it sucks that Drake had to go through it, so like it can no longer be a point. Because let's be honest here, bro. Like the quote-unquote reference tracks and ghostwriting, especially when it comes to Drake, isn't what we consider ghostwriting. Like if there are reference tracks for melodies, like "Oh my God, If I Die, I'm a Legend," like, or the Rico track, like those are melodic songs. Those are melodies, right? Those are not bars. Those are not pen to paper, boom bap, rapping about my life story. So if those are not reference tracks or bars for his life story or actual raps and bars, then how do we count that as ghostwriting? I'm sorry. I thought like artists were allowed to have, help when it comes to melodies, right? Again, Drake is an R&B artist. Drake is a pop star and a rapper. I thought R&B artists and pop stars are allowed to have ghostwriters for the melodies and the songs, as long as you don't have ghostwriters for your pen and your bars and your life story. That should be okay. So I feel like Drake totally defeated those ghostwriting rumors, but Rick Ross continued with more.
Pop a perk for the field, go and count me a meal. Kill you niggas for free, do it all for the thrill. Niggas leaking their records when we speaking directly. If we keeping it gangster, when you see me, you check me.
Obviously, another shot at Drake. Drake dropped a diss record against Kendrick Lamar and others this morning. But that's the thing. We don't know if Drake dropped it or not, because the record sort of just started floating all across social media, and people were questioning if the record was AI or not. A lot of people thought it was AI. Others thought it was real. And we didn't get the confirmation it was a real diss record against Kendrick Lamar, Kendrick, Rick Ross, and others until Drake sent Academics the finished track, and he leaked it on his stream. So that's where Rick Ross taking a shot at, right? Rick Ross believes that Drake is the one who leaked that record, and he believes that leaking a diss record just to gauge how people feel about it is kind of soft. Because I truly believe, though, that if the fans would have reacted in a negative manner to the diss track, bruh, like Drake would have pretended like that diss track was AI.
White boy, I see you. I see you. Yeah. Check. Getting bullied, don't walk up on me cause the clip is fully. Niggas pussy don't wanna push me. I'm like, really, would he? Like his moves. But he never had a fight in school. Always ran, another nigga had to write your grooves. Flow was copy and paste. Weezy gave you the juice. Another white boy at the park wanna hang with the crew.
So there's two parts to this bar. The first part, calling Drake a white boy. Now, I kind of understand the strategy, but I don't understand the approach, all right? Now, you could have definitely attacked Drake's, I guess, credibility and claim to the culture, right? So essentially him calling Drake white.
So as you can see, that was the point of view of Flacos, shout out to him, fair use. And you can see that, Rick Ross tried to come back at it, but, it wasn't, I didn't feel really good. But I'm gonna start with you, Hakeem. What's your take with this, Drake and Rick Ross dissing each other?
I think this was a sad situation. First off, Ross track was garbage. Lord Jesus, was so trash. Drizzy smoked everybody in this, and he did it in a very elegant way. You can go to YouTube. There's a person who does break down each bar, and it's and he coded it into a way this is hip hop. And we doing is everybody's fighting for the top spot, but like there's certain validity that he says. You 50 years old, you got damn near 8 or 9 kids. He has kids that we don't even know about, that his baby mama done already exposed. And you run about this cuffing this situation. They never had no issues. Even in the midst of the beast with his little man. I thought that Ross could have just shut his mouth and kept it moving. You know what I mean? But the track was garbage, Lord Jesus. I was like, the whole mafioso drug talk, we already know you was a correctional officer, fam. We don't need to hear the drug references no more. Yeah, Drake won this. 6 God. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, I'm saying Drake, people keep forgetting Drake is sometimes when he have his bars and his lyrics, he go in at you. Rick Ross failed to realize that, and he got pretty much the end of the stick. Now, right now, Rick Ross is upset because everybody's siding with Drake, how he pretty much destroyed him in the track. So now he's going in. Now he's going in at Birdman. He's going in at 50 Cent. Rick Ross going in on everybody because he felt like nobody at least supported him. Like, hey, I at least tried to defend the guy, pretty much the pioneer right now in this whole rap game. Drake is the pioneer right now, and to me, he destroyed Rick Ross, and Rick Ross got pretty much he got to learn a lesson. Don't come for the light skinned boys, because the light skinned boy came for you, and he put you pretty much right on your back. I don't have no other word for Rick Ross. Rick Ross lost this one big time.
Well, for me, I love when people are dissing each other. I think that's, for me, I like, when people go at it and everything. I think that's when where rap is really, really good, with, Kendrick Lamar going at J. Cole and Drake, and, Drake went back at Jake and Kendrick, and then now Drake's going back at Rick Ross. I kind of like this and everything, but Drake, he could try to diss him, he's always on his A game, and he's gonna snap at you, and it's been shown in history that, you're gonna come back at me, you better be ready and everything. Firstly, for Rick Ross, I can't remember in the past when he's been a really good at dissing each other and everything. So, that diss track, what I heard is whack. It's just not good. But hopefully we will continue see some things. I do want to see Drake and Kendrick Lamar really go at it. Pound for pound, because I like that situation and everything. I also want. I don't know if Future got a diss track for Future got a diss track for Drake, because I gotta check that out. But check it out, see if it's out there. But I want to see that one as well. But to me, I like this. To me, this is one of the beauties of hip hop when you go at each other, send out diss tracks and everything because it gets people talking, it gets numbered, it gets like whose side you on and everything. For me, I'm on Drake's side. He always come out with the fire, always. He barely never misses it and everything. And like I said, this is really good for hip hop, and I'm enjoying this for sure.
And that's what people got.